The hotly contested Goa election 2022 had many highs and lows. One such hot potato was the expose by a TV channel Hindi Khabar. Now that the voting is over on the 14th of February and all eyes are on the counting of votes on the 10th of March, we cannot afford to forget the sting operation. We saw 4 candidates on camera. Savio De Silva, the Congress candidate from Veli constituency. Averdan Furtado, candidate from Naveli. Sankalp Amonkar, candidate from Murmugaon. All 3 candidates fielded by the Indian National Congress. And we had Churchill Alemao, the Trinamool Congress candidate from Benauli. And what did we see? What did we see there? All gave their nod for a sum of ₹2 crore to be paid to them for favors. Second, all showed their preparedness to switch sides, meaning supporting a BJP or a non-Congress formation to form the government after the polls. Further, meaning their willingness and ability to defect. They sold their leaders also, saying that they would be ever willing to join if situation demands. That means their leaders will be ever willing also to join them. And on the camera, we saw them accepting a few bundle of notes referred to as mithai. The questions that arise is this video real or fake? Are the contents clean and straight or edited? Is the video doctored? Are the candidates the victims? Or are they practical politicians? Is this the future of Goan politics? Is Goa becoming a political hub of horse trading? So before answering these questions, let me come to some other aspects. We will answer these questions a little later. I know you are interested in the answer to these questions, but let's come to them a little later. First, the timing of the telecast by Hindi Khabar. The telecast was done on 12th February. After the close of campaigning, the ECI had declared the closure. There was a ceasefire and Hindi Khabar started the bombing. It is clear that the sting operators are not engaged in any form of investigative journalism. Their hands are not clean. In fact, they are dirty. I would call this as pervert journalism. The sting operation is for a booming consideration. The payout will be in crores and crores. This speaks of today's TV journalism. This speaks of today's media. This cannot be called as the fourth estate. We need to notify a new category now, the fifth estate. A media where everything and anything can be published or telecast if paid. So let's call it as the fifth estate in India. Some kind of a lottery journalism or journalistic gambling. Second, who would be the conspirators? Who could be the conspirators? Who would be the allies? Who would be the customers of this service provider? Hindi Khabar. Who are their customers? The needle of suspicion turns to AAP, Aam Aadmi Party. AAP becomes the needle of suspicion because AAP had a traction in the constituencies of Veli, Navili and Benauli. But that AAP is a conspirator or a collaborator, there is no proof of this. So I move to the third issue. Why the issue of sting operation got diluted? I mean, there was a sting operation, there was a bombing on the 12th of February, but the issue suddenly died out, it got diluted. First is it was not carried by the print media. The next day we didn't have reports in the print media. If any issue is not followed up by print media, then the general public doubts the authenticity of the report or of the investigation. Second, there were restrictions on the coverage imposed by the Election Commission of India. And third, the general public perceived that such kind of mudslinging always takes place on the eve of elections. It should not be taken seriously. I think these are the reasons why the issue of sting operation did not catch fire. But has the issue died out? People have every reason to air their suspicion and resentment. The credibility of the politicians, and particularly the politicians of Goa, is at the rock bottom. Politicians in Goa has done wholesale defections. Aspirant candidates have shifted sides, and they have joined new political parties. They have given up their earlier political party at the drop of a hat and within a few hours. The entry of parties like the Trinamool Congress and the smart politics of BJP is confirming that there is no ideology in politics. Why speak of ideology at all? Politics is bereft of minimum morals, ethics, decency, decorum and trust. So the next question is that I want to pose is, should we blame the political party? Should we blame the Congress because the candidates have acted in this way? My answer is both yes and no. I would say, how can we blame the parents if the son or the daughter goes wayward? Are the parents responsible for the behavior of the son and the daughter once they turn adults? But offers to switch sides are finally made by political parties. Political parties make offers which politicians cannot refuse. In fact, political parties are also stakeholders. Voters and citizens also are stakeholders. And when their MLAs defect, when their candidates defect, citizens also smile. They also feel that because of the defection, development will take place. Many of the voters also express their pleasure and happiness when an MLA joins the ruling side. So whom should we blame for this kind of a situation? We have to blame all the stakeholders. Coming back to the question now, is the sting video true or doctored? Is it real or is it edited? I should emphatically say that the contents of the sting video appear to be true. Probably there is minor editing, but there is no reason to deny the significant contents of the sting video. The very Congress candidate should know that if at all the guy gets elected, it is because of the symbol hand. Actually, the candidate is pulling the Congress party down in Valley. It is the symbol which is pulling the candidate up. The Navali Congress candidate story is also the same. His survival and election is largely dependent on the symbol hand. So the story of Sankap Amodkar may be different. Sankap Amodkar of the Congress is almost in a monopoly position with reference to his party. There is none else in Murmugaon. I need to admit that Sankap has really slogged in his campaign. He has stood loyal to the Congress party and considered as the next generation to Congress leadership. I am really shocked and disturbed watching the sting video. Churchill Alamau is a brand in himself. In his case, the situation is slightly different. His relationship with people puts him up, but the TMC brand pulls him down. I'll repeat again. Are the contents of the sting video true? And let me repeat. I repeat again. I consider them to be true. It is indeed sad. It is deplorable. It puts Goa in a bad light. These candidates of the Congress party took the pledge of loyalty. We were told that all of them took a pledge of loyalty. They took a vow in the church, in the mandir, in the masjid. Now my question is, are these three guys, these three candidates, who would be the MLAs of the Congress party, are they ready to deny the contents of the sting video? Will they take the vow in the church, the mandir and the masjid once again? That, we didn't say that. I would say, if you have the courage, please do it. And the final answer. I feel the contents are true. I don't rule out minor editing, but the intent is clear. Intent of the candidates is clear. The mens rea is clear. The conscience is guilty. Need I say more? It is for the exposed to come clean. It is for them to own their mistake.